that literally everything is energy. And energy is the most fundamental form of our life. And nothing is still, and actually nothing is even broken or dies away, but everything is still around us, moving in particles. So everything is moving. And therefore your thoughts, hang on, just get a comment. Okay. For your thoughts, your intentions, everything is energy. And when you think about manifestation, we are manifesting all the time. You are manifesting all the time. The challenge that we have when we manifest is we are not thinking about the things that we want to think about, but we're thinking about the things that we think about. So when you look at our life and where you are in your life, you are a result of your results. Usually we are a result of our environment. So whatever our environment throws us, we adapt to it and we get the results from it. So I'll make you an example. If you want to change your bank account, for example, and you're looking at your bank book and there's a low number on it, so that's the result. Now this result will create a thought, which is an intention, it's a frequency. As you know, everything is frequency. That thought will generate emotions. It will generate a feeling. How does it make you feel to look at your bank account and it's empty? It doesn't make you feel so amazing. Based on these feelings, you're now taking actions. And these actions usually lead to lousy results because they're coming based on a lousy result. So it's a circle we are in, which is very hard to break out if we always get the inspiration from what's going on in our life. Because the result is nothing else when we have a thought, it's also a frequency. So what we need to do is, instead of going and looking at the things that we have in our life right now, looking at the things that we want to think about. Because when we start to think about something, we creating that thought, that creates an emotion, and that emotion creates an action, and based on an action, we get a different result. Okay, so we need to understand we can think about the things that we want to think about, and we don't need to think about the things that we don't need to think about, because when we think about all the things that's happening around us, we think always the same way, we're always producing basically the same results over and over again. So we need to understand we are creators and we're creating from thought. Okay, so you have your result, you have a thought, that result leads to an emotion, a feeling, that feeling comes to an action, so you act on that feeling, and that leads to another result. So what we need to do now is we need to start to dream. Because when you have a dream, that dream, when you think about it, you're thinking about it, you have a thought. That thought will bring up some feeling. That feeling will take you to actions. And these actions now bring you closer to your result. And you need to understand, everything is possible. There's a cool story about a guy, Roger Bannister, for example. Roger Bannister was running 1 mile under 4 minutes. And he was running this mile in, I think, 1954. Before 1954, it was impossible to run under 4 minutes. 1 mile under 4 minutes was impossible. Roger Bannister did it. He ran in 3 minutes, 59 seconds and something, maybe 3 minutes, 59 seconds and 70, something like this. So very close under 4 minutes. So he made it. After this, everybody was able to run the 4 minutes. So only because it hasn't been done yet, doesn't mean it's impossible. Only because we don't see it, we don't feel it, we don't experience with our 5 senses, it doesn't mean it's not there. Only because you're not thinking about it, it doesn't mean it can't be accomplished. So we need to understand we can create anything we want. And a good idea to do it is start with a goal. Start with a big, audacious, exciting goal that almost scares you. Because if you have that goal that is so exciting to you, you start thinking about it. Okay. And how does it look like? Because in the end of the day, your body is not making a difference of something that you experience right now. And you experience, for example, you have a joyful moment with your family and going to a holiday, and you have a beautiful dinner and all the people around you love, and you feel love, you feel exciting. But now when you think about these things, about your last holiday with your friends and family, and you enjoyed a beautiful time at the beach, you had all the people around you who you love and who love you. Now just thinking about you brings up the same chemicals in our body. It brings up the same excitement. It brings up the same feelings. And there you go again. It's just the thought that brings up feelings, and these feelings lead us to actions, and these actions bring us closer to what we want. So I want to invite you today to start thinking about the things that you truly want to think about, and keep reminding yourself to think the things that you want to think about. Because let's face it, 99.9% of the people, including myself, we are a victim to our thoughts, because we are a victim to our environment, because we allow thoughts constantly to come into our brain that we do not want to have. So it's time to stop that consciously and start thinking about the things we want to think about. And I tell you, the reality is everybody can tell you like, yeah, you should do this, you should do that. But it's not as easy as it seems. Okay, if somebody, maybe in theory, it makes sense. So I would say, start with this goal and write down your goal. Write down what you truly want, what you truly love. Where do you want to be in 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years? Write it down, be really detailed about it, and make sure this goal is so exciting to you. Make sure this goal can be as big as possible. I want to remind one more time about Richard Bannister. He had a goal that was impossible to reach. It was impossible to reach. So do not think small about your goal, but think your goal as big as you want, and it can't scare you. It's okay. It's okay. Now, when you have your goal done, write it down and read it. Read about it. Think about it every day consciously. You cannot control, or maybe you can eventually, but it's very difficult to do it all the time and think about only the things that you really want to think about. But you definitely can write down and look at your goal and think about your goal. And that goal, when you close your eyes, see the things you see when you look about you think about your goal. Hear the things you hear, feel the things you feel. So really make it real to you, make it vivid to you. So it creates beautiful thoughts in your mind. And these beautiful thoughts create beautiful, exciting emotions for you. And these emotions, they will create actions. You will take actions. They are going towards your goal. And these actions will bring new results, results you haven't had before, because it brings you out from the normal life that you're always living based on the external factors that you're experiencing into something that you want to experience. But the thought is the same. The thought about something that is happening around you, or the thought is something that is happening in your dream, is the same process. It's the same things firing and wiring. It creates new feelings that lead to new actions. And this is what we need to do. Now, I realized we are manifesting literally all the time. You are today exactly where you are because you manifested your way into the situation. It might be a beautiful situation, but no matter, even if it's negative, you're manifesting yourself into it because you're generating exactly these behaviors. You're looking at something that is a result. You're creating that thought that creates a feeling, an emotion. That emotion has an action. That action you're taking, and that brings you again to the result. So if you're aware about this, now you can start changing that and start once in a while, if possible every day, if possible every minute of the day, think about the things that you want to think about. I make you an example. Now I'm living here in beautiful Koh Samui at the beach. It's actually it's a manifestation example. So a year ago, my girlfriend is from Poland, and I moved to Poland because of her. And Poland it's a beautiful country, but in November it can be very cold. So we're driving in the car and it was very cold. And I have a very good friends here. I have a small community here. And one of my friends, he wanted to buy a beautiful villa here in Koh Samui. So we're sitting in this car, it's raining, cold outside. We're driving for 3 hours on the highway. And he's sending me this. And I look at the pictures of the villa and he asked me, hey, what do you think about this villa? I'm thinking about to negotiate and looking at it and making a deal. And I think to myself, wow, so beautiful. And my heart opens up because I always loved Thailand. I lived here before 8 years. It's for me, it's my dream to live at the beach. And of course, I want to take my girlfriend to paradise. This is my dream life. I want to have my beautiful girlfriend in my beautiful paradise and live a beautiful life. This is what I'm dreaming about. So when I saw that villa on my phone, I show it to my girlfriend. I say, baby, look at this. How amazing is this villa? Now just imagine we would live there in a villa like this. And you sit in this infinity pool. You have a beautiful fresh coconut in the morning. You start your day healthy and meditating and seeing all this beautiful white view. In the evening, you see the sun goes down and set into the ocean and all these colors. You feel the warm on your skin, you know, and she was, wow, wow. And the way I explained it, you know, I got so excited. My heart really started beating faster. I created a big magnetic field and she got excited as well. She got excited. She's like, wow, okay, this is true. Something like this, we can do it. We're worth it. And she started thinking, she started like, oh, wow. She started feeling, and I started feeling. We were completely into this. Eventually, like 3 hours later, we stopped talking about it. We drove home. At home, we went to do our things. You know, we went to bed. She was laying in bed. She has her phone in her hand. She's like, throws the phone away. She's like, okay, I don't want to work anymore. Okay, it doesn't matter. I want to keep dreaming about the villa in Samui. I say, baby, great idea. Okay, now see the things you see, hear the things you hear, feel exactly what you would feel when you feel the sun is touching your skin, when you see this beautiful sun going down in the ocean, when you taste this beautiful watermelon, when you see all the surrounding and hear the birds and all, and we fall asleep. That's it. Next morning. So what we just did was obviously we had a big, audacious, exciting, crazy goal for her, like impossible to think about. But it excited her and it excited me so much because this is my dream. This is my dream. It's always been my dream. So what does it do? We've thought about it. Now it created emotions. It created a feeling. It created such a big feeling. It created this massive feeling of joy and excitement. And then we fall asleep. This is a true story, guys. I'm not lying to you whatsoever. I always say the truth, even if I'm lying. But I'm not lying. So next morning, we wake up. After 10 minutes waking up, she takes her phone. It's a bad habit. And she looks at the phone and she has a text message. And this text message is from a person who organized a big contest back in Poland 8 years ago where she participated. She hasn't spoken to this person anymore. My girlfriend is a quite known person in Poland, and it's also, people know her in Poland. So she used to be Miss Poland, and this was from this organization. And the message was like this, and this was the end of COVID. The message was like this, something like this. Hi, Marcelina. We have a question. We haven't talked to each other since a long time, but we're wondering if you would be willing to promote the Thai tourism to our Polish people. So we would like to invite you to Koh Samui. 2 hours later, they invited me and her for 2 weeks with flights, plane tickets, and hotels to Koh Samui. And this is no joke. This is like this. And to be honest, guys, I'm shocked too. You know, I like manifesting, but how is this even possible, guys? Like, how is this even possible? Like, there's a billion different things that could have been possible. There's a million different islands. There's hundreds of different countries. Koh Samui. So we went to Koh Samui. We didn't look at that villa. We actually got into lockdown and everything like this. But it's not about this. Sometimes the universe needs to show you something different. But it's the fact that this has been created through thoughts, through emotions. I'm telling you, this can't be coincidence, because this coincidence is happening over and over and over again, that I realized I do not want to think about the things that I don't want to think about. I want to create the life I want to live, and I want to just solely leave. It's almost like, imagine you're a custom worker at the airport, and understand that 70% of your thoughts coming into your airport are negative thoughts. Only 30% roughly are good and, productive thoughts for you. So you need to be that custom worker and say, no, go, no, go. You can come in. So we need to be conscious about the things that we want to think about. And we can also start thinking about the things we want to think about. Ask yourself, how often do you truly think about the things that you want to think about? How often you truly have your own idea? Or how often you truly take somebody else's idea or get inspired by something that's happening around you? This is what we need to ask ourselves. But you can create about exactly what you want to think about. And the beautiful thing is, when you start coming into this state where things are just flowing to you, this is one thing I realized. And I'm not sure if it's 100% true for everybody. But if you're joyful, if you are excited, if you are in love, it will open up your heart. And it's actually true. It's actually a fact. It opens up your heart vessels. Your heart is pumping more blood. So if you see your heart as a magnetic field, it opens up that magnetic field. You create a bigger magnetic field. If you have a thought, and this is actually Dr. Joe Dispenza teaching this. If you have a thought is a signal. It's a vibration. It's a frequency. And you put this frequency into the field. The thought is aligned and coherent with what your heart is feeling. When your heart is opening up and you feel joy, love, and excitement, what are you doing? You're creating a bigger magnetic field. That means you can pull that thought and that signal towards you. And this is true. And this is reality. And this is even science, because everything is moving. Nothing is still. And so are your thoughts. Now, one more thing. And this is really one of the things that I found out lately, because I think all of us know what I'm talking about, kind of. But oftentimes we think like, how come I want this so much and I'm just thinking about it all the time, but it's still not come. I want this so much and it's still not come. Why is that? We often have that. I mean, you do everything right? You have a goal and you're thinking about it and you want it and you need it and you create some nice feelings and then maybe leads to actions, but it's not coming. So we are in the space of frequencies, guys. And if we are in the state of need, if we're in the state of want is okay, you can put it in a neutral way, but need, if you really need something, I need money. I need to find the love of my life. I can't be alone. You are in a state of lack. You're in the vibration of lack. So what you will attract is exactly not what you need, but you will attract more lack into your life. You will not get what you want. You will only get what you are. See yourself as a radio channel, as a frequency, as a receiver, as an antenna. If I want to listen to the news, but I'm on channel 101 where they play only love and romantic songs, I will not receive the news. Even if I want the news and I need the news, I need to know what's going on in the world right now. If I'm not shifting and tuning to this frequency and become that frequency, I will not attract and receive the news. So nobody wants the news, actually. It's a stupid example, but you understand what I'm trying to say. If you want the news, you got to become the news. You're going to shift yourself there. And this is where real power comes. Real power comes to you when you require money, but you live abundant. Real power comes to you when you require health, but you're in a sick body. Sorry, when you require health, you know what I was trying to say, I just got it wrong. This is when real power is, okay? And this is where we need to train ourselves, and only then we will achieve what we want to achieve. So it's about practicing. So how do you practice it? You got to live it. How do you live it? You got to repeat it. You got to surround yourself with the people that bring you to the next level. You got to surround yourself and indulge yourself in knowledge, in books, in videos, and all this information that brings you closer to this understanding. You have to get yourself out of these old results, out of this hamster wheel of always doing the same thing and getting the same results, into a new level, into where you want to go. And don't expect it's happening on the first day, but the moment you start becoming more and more, and this is only happening by reprobing, by repetition, only then suddenly, guys, you will see the magic. And there's nothing more beautiful. Who wants a life that is magical? Yes or yes? Who wants a life that is magic for you? Yes or yes? Who wants a life that has magical experiences, magical moments all the time? Yes or yes? Of course we want it. We all want it. We are creators. So it's worth it to work on these things. And the beautiful thing is, it's like now it's happening everywhere, these synchronicities. You know, yesterday we went to a restaurant 2 days ago, and the restaurant was full. It was on a mountain. It was so beautiful. Actually, I missed the call here. Sorry, Taryn, because I was in this restaurant, because I didn't know I have to be on this thing. It's different time zones. It was so beautiful, you know, but the restaurant was completely full. And then it's like, okay, yeah, guys, you have to go. I said, yeah, okay, but if it's full, that we're not waiting an hour. So can you please check again? And we can wait 5 minutes. And it was just like faith of knowing, like, this is going to happen. And he said, like, oh yeah, you're right. In 5 minutes, there is somebody just paying now. And what did we get? We got the most beautiful table right on the cliff. And it's all the time. It's all the time. So the last word is so important. Have faith. Have faith in the things are happening exactly the way they're supposed to be. And have faith that your life today is exactly the way you need it to be in order to receive all the lessons that you have now in order to make the next steps. Your life is so beautiful. Your life is so magical, but you're the creator of it. There's a divine contract for everybody of us, but we have a joker card. And this joker card is just this knowledge and this understanding. This is the most important thing, guys. Because when you look around us, now you're using this little device here, yeah? This device is a reminder. You listen to the radio, we're talking about Wi-Fi. Look, open your eyes. You can't see it. Only because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. We live in a reality. This is a fraction of the reality that's out there. Only because what we perceive with our senses, our 5 senses, is almost nothing compared to what's out there. Wi-Fi signals, radio, ultrasound, frequencies, all of this is out there. So let's go out there. And the only way to go out there is with our brain and heart coherence. This is it. And when we understand this shit, I want to spend some time there. I want to spend some time there created. And coming back here into this reality, of course, it's 3-dimensional. You know, everything here takes a little bit effort and some time. If I want to take my phone and call somebody, I need to take that phone. I need to dial the number. I call that person. It takes me effort and it takes me time. And then I receive the result I want to do. That's normal here. But here we can have the results immediately. And we're practicing over and over again. It creates the same chemicals. It wires and fires the same things in our brain. And this is the practice. This is what you need to understand, because your brain, on the results that you're having right now on your life, it's a highway. The thoughts you're creating in the morning, like not creating, the thoughts you're having all the time, it's almost like a highway. It's so easy to drive on that highway because you're firing and wiring the same signals all the time. It's so easy to drive on that highway. Now, when you need a new thought, it's not that easy. Now you're going into the forest with a machete and you have the first time that thought. So the forest is very thick. First time. You're thinking this way. Now, second time you think of the same thought. That's where you rethink that goal. That's why you repeat the things you need to repeat. You think about the things you want to think about. It's getting a little bit easier. It's like a path. You think about it again. Oh, the path gets bigger. You think about it again, it gets a wider road. You think about it again, eventually you get that highway. And now these thoughts are very easy to fire and wire all the time. And now these new thoughts create new feelings. Oh, now you start feeling good all the time. That's amazing. And now while you're feeling so good, now you have the new actions already taken in place. And when you have those new actions, you get closer to your results. Repetition and thinking about the things we want to think about, and that knowledge. Do it not from a needy position, do it from a position you're already abundant, you're already healthy, you're already happy, you're already in love, you're already joy, you already have everything, because you do. When you can think about it and you can feel it, it's already there, guys. Time is almost up. Thank you. Maybe I can open for questions, but I'm bad in using the chat at the same time. Can you apply this learning to new language too? And is there a program on Wheelie that would help to speak new languages? For sure. You learn everything so easy when it's exciting to you. You know, if you have to, and if you need to learn a language, probably it's also very difficult again. But if you love that language, yesterday I met somebody at dinner. The mother of a friend of mine, she's 74 years old. She speaks perfectly French. She has learned French 4 years in school, but she loves French. She feels like she used to be in her previous life a French person. She's so in love with French, and she just loves speaking that language. So I believe if you love that, if you're excited about it, oh, things are getting much more easier. And Healy, of course, can help you. You know, Healy is concentration, Healy is mindset, Healy is focus. Healy can do all these things. Run positive thought program and job. Absolutely right. Michaela, my favorite program. I'm just looking for another question. I say yes. Yes. Okay, if you don't have another question, then I continue, but I thought they give me half an hour, so that's why I kept it really short. Here they are. Ladies.
Hello. Amazing, Max. Max.
You're almost done now, huh?
Yeah, but we had to reschedule the biohacking panel
because somebody
didn't come. So
Oh, really?
Do you want to join at 11?
That was the day, guys. That was when I was having dinner at this beautiful place. I forgot the biohacker panel, and I had low battery also, and there was no light, so I couldn't do it. But everything happens for a reason, so probably we need to do that biohacker panel then another time.
No, it's today at 11. So do you want to be there?
If I be there, I'll be there.
Oh God, that's a no.
I try to, yeah. I check again and
we'll,
you.
We'll biohack without you.
Okay.
We'll message you.
Will message me. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah. But it sounds like people loved your session, Max, because I can see all the comments. Everyone's like, thanks, Max. So awesome.
Yeah, because it's the truth, guys, and we all know it. And we spend way too little time in practicing it, right? But this is again like who does it? Huh? Sorry.
What's the main thing, guys? What's the main thing that you just learned from Max? It's like your takeaway that you have from Max. Wow, look how fluid my shirt is.
Get obsessed.
Get obsessed. Everything is possible.
Thoughts are powerful. Damn, yeah, they're right.
Positive thoughts.
What's your thoughts?
You made it real. Focus on the goal in detail. Yeah. As possible dream. Awesome. Beautiful. Wow, they learned some stuff from you, Max. They learned some things. Nice work. Nice work.
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Yep.